pleasure to speak with you all. I think this is my favorite Dragon Ball movie yet. So, congratulations, everybody, on the film. And Zeno, I just love the character of Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I love how they're trying to be like superheroes from manga. You've got the holographic sound effect bubbles when they're fighting, which is so cool. And they're interesting because they have their hearts in the right place. They've just, been given wrong info. So what did you find most intriguing about this role?
I found the role was uh most intriguing in that kind of juxtaposition. I remember receiving the audition sides for Gamma 2 and him sounding distinctly different than what I was expecting. Him sounding very distinctly playful and comical and jovial and rambunctious. In a way that I was very kind of surprising for me for a Dragon Ball character. I was expecting a lot of like cool, heavy, like like Dragon Ball villain things. And so even down to, and I think this is also just kudos to the writing and everybody's on the team and Chris Savage, but like from the get-go, I was like, oh, this guy is like he's a nice guy. I think he's a nice guy. He's like, or at least he wants to be, or he's like very heroic. Like inside, there's like a genuine nature to him. And that I think was the most surprising as the villain of the film. There's like a lot of heart to him.
Definitely, that definitely comes through great. And Jason, you're clearly a Dragon Ball fan. You're part of the Absalon fan series so long ago. So what did it mean to like officially join the universe and voice Carmine?
That was definitely a dream come true because as I've said before, I didn't watch a lot of anime when I was growing up, but I did watch Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and along that vein. So I was delighted to be able to play a character that surprised me because when you think about the Dragon Ball series, you think like Xena was saying, sort of especially a bad guy, very very intense, very all these things, and Carmine is just so well put together, and so like whoosh, just very very well coiffed, and so playing a character like that who's not throwing laser balls at everyone and things like that is was definitely a fun thing to explore because sort of what do more regular characters do and how do they behave when they're caught up in all of this is kind of fun to play.
And then Zach, the character of Hedo, is just a real fun twist on the mad scientist that doesn't really care so much about legality, he just wants to do his experiments. And what did you find most interesting about him from a personality standpoint, besides popping in Oreos every other second?
That was a very fun thing that we made a lot of jokes about while recording, eating the Oreos. You know, it was just so different from anything I've ever done before. I've done a lot of like young sounding hero characters. So it was a lot of fun, really, just kind of getting to throw on a voice and play around with it and create a full-on character. I think about Dragon Ball and I think about doing a voice and like actually getting to kind of throw that on and just have fun in my audition and then get to actually work on the movie. It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, really just a ton of fun.
Yeah, the film's awesome. And Zeno, Gamma 2 just gets a full arc throughout the movie, and he winds up being one of the most important characters. When you saw the script and you saw just where the character was fully going, how pleased were you with his story arc? Because he's much more than just like a one-off villain.
I right away I could tell Gamma 2 was going to be a fun character, but I had no idea that like his arc would develop in the way that he does. I think I firmly believe like his heart is his strongest trait and his strongest feature, and I think like being able to kind of give him that, or him earning that full circle kind of him earning being like exploring being a hero and getting that arc is a really cool thing that I'm very honored to be able to have told his story or be the one to tell his story.
Jason, you're the villainous sidekick here, and you just play off Magenta so well. So, and you guys have the goal of bringing the Red Ribbon Army back to power. How cool was it bringing back that Dragon Ball lore while also just, propelling Super storyline forward at the same time?
It was fantastic because I remembered that arc, the Red Ribbon Army arc, and all of that. And so much so that I remember, I think I had gotten it at a convention a while back. I have one of the lapel pins that's the Red Ribbon Army lapel, but the one that Magenta wears. And so I was like, oh man, I have, I remember this, and this is okay. So I was just delighted by the prospect of bringing that, contributing to that particular bit of the narrative. And so that was, again, not watching a lot of anime, remembering Dragon Ball and that particular arc especially, like it was really fun to be able to dip into that again. That was really rewarding, and I'm glad that I had such great co-stars to scheme and plot with.
And Zach, Dr. Hedo is so eccentric, and you bring that out so well. Talk me through just kind of like figuring out some of his mannerisms and his voice, because he's definitely plays up for some of the humor really well.
Yeah, I just kind of, you know, I threw everything I could into it. To be honest with you, I thought of like, what is a crazy kind of like scientific voice? I want him to be a little like snobby and kind of bratty, but I don't want it to be so annoying that it takes away from his intellect as well. Like, I just want him to have that kind of like that way of talking where it's on the cusp of getting just a little bit too far out there, but still kind of trying to wheel it back in. I mean, we just had a blast doing it, to be honest with you. Like, I tried all sorts of different things and funny stuff, and Chris let me kind of, improvise some of the things, and then would reel it back and be like, okay, that's too crazy. Okay, wait, bring it back a little bit. Okay, no, go crazier with it. Go crazier with it. I think it'll be fun. So I'm just thankful I got to work with a team and that was willing to let me kind of go wild with it, and guide me in the right direction, though. So he sounds chaotic, but not too chaotic.
Reasonably chaotic.
Reasonably chaotic.
So, Gamma 2 just has some awesome battles with Piccolo throughout. Did voicing a big Dragon Ball fight live up to expectations? I'm sure that's a dream come true.
Absolutely. I think I said this somewhere, but like, I was hoping that I got to do the big Dragon Ball scream. I like, like that's I think, like, if you grew up watching Dragon Ball and you end up wanting to do voice acting and do anime to scream, like you want, or maybe you don't want to do a Dragon Ball scream, but I did. And like, Zach said something earlier about like listening in and being like, this is the voice of Vegeta, or this is the voice, and like my first cue is off of Piccolo's line, and being like, wow, I'm talking to Piccolo right now is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, even like, I think our recording the trailer, like Chris Sabat was like, relax, kid, like, you, because I was like, oh my god, you guys, like, think you said, but and he was like, okay, we get it, you're excited, yeah, like, he was just like surprised that like I was very excited to be in something that I feel like he's worked in for a very long time. I don't know when this started to turn into a Chris Sabat anecdote, but
we love Sabat.
Most things people say probably should. So yeah.
But just being in the world, and like, we were at Comic-Con and they played the first 20 minutes of the film, and being able to kind of hear myself, I got really emotional, like listening to my work against Piccolo and against this legendary franchise people I grew up in, and I got really emotional because it just felt so surreal, and I was very thankful, and I guess that's the best way I could describe it.
And then, Jason, my last question here. Carmine is quite the fashionista. He's got the giant pompadour. He towers over his boss. When you first saw his design, like, just what were your thoughts on the character?
My thoughts were, it's quite a man to match his shoes the exact shade of red as his suit. That was my main thing. I was like, not going with the black shoes. Nice. And the fact that it's like, man, he's already tall and he's got to add that pompadour. That's going to be inconvenient. But I mean, hey, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. Like, go on if that's what you want for your head, sir. But I think that's what I mainly thought was hilarious, and he's got the big foopy hair, and he's got this red suit, and he's just and yet he looks so very serious. So the fact that he's able to look that serious, but also have like such kind of a wackadoo hairstyle, what a guy.
It's a great contrast. Thank you guys for your time today. The film really turned out great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Tyler.
thank you. Thanks, Tyler.